Creating change, what's up? Whew, I know. We made it to Saturday, y'all. We made it to Saturday. Happy Saturday, y'all, as we're coming in. Welcome to the final grand session. I was always call it the grand finale. That's not what it's called. It says something else. But see, that's why y'all know it's Saturday, because I don't know what it's called. I'm Janae. It's good to see you. How you feeling today? Hey.
And I'm Jonathan Likes. As we know, they're turning up in Minneapolis right now, y'all. They shot another person, so all the organizers in the room plug in. We're here together. We're going to be together in spirit and in truth. But we know that even if they try to kill every one of us, we know for 1,000 generations we have lived, and for 1,000 generations we will not die.
1,000, right? Anybody gonna live for 1,000 generations? You got people gonna have people, right? That's right, that's right.
For 1,000 generations we have lived, and for 1,000 generations we won't die. And we are humbled by creation, giving invitations. A desire to be free keeps us alive. A desire to be free keeps us alive. 'Cause we are here for the future of the kindred. We resist, 'cause we were born to fly. We will give our intentions to the life. For 1,000 generations we won't die.
We're not dying, y'all.
For 1,000 generations we won't die. Say that with me, say. For 1,000 generations we won't die. And for 1,000 generations we won't die. 'Cause we are here.
We're here.
For the children of the kindred we resist. 'Cause we were born to fly. We will give our intentions to the life. For 1,000 generations we won't die. For 1,000 generations we won't die. For 1,000 generations we won't die. Thank y'all.
Yes! I wasn't even planning to have children, but now that I know I need to live 1,000 generations, I'm still not gonna do it, but I'm gonna let you do it and we're gonna keep alive, okay? All right, y'all. Please welcome to the stage, striking barista from Starbucks Workers United, organizing with SEIU Renee. Y'all welcome Renee to the stage.
Clap it up for Renee, y'all.
Hey, Renee. I almost called you Reunion. It's mine.
I know.
What's going on?
All right. So, hi, I'm Renee. I'm a striking barista.
Want to hold this, please?
Yes, thank you. I'm a striking barista with Starbucks Workers United. We're on day 78 of a nationwide ULP strike.
Clap it up.
We are here at Creating Change, asking people not to buy Starbucks anywhere while baristas are on strike, and to delete the app off your phone until Starbucks comes back to the bargaining table and settles a fair contract with all of its workers. We know immigrant rights are workers' rights, and our union siblings in Minnesota and across the nation stand in solidarity with the city against ICE. We also know that unions are the best defense and offense against the fascism and authoritarianism that we're facing today. ICE out!
ICE out!
Now!
Let's do it again for us.
ICE out!
ICE out now!
Thank you.
Thank you! Thank you so much. Is this somewhere people can go to learn more about?
Yeah. We have a website that you can sign a pledge saying that you're not going to buy a Starbucks while baristas are on strike. It is nocontractnocoffee.org. We also have a shop with union merch, like I'm wearing up here today. All the proceeds go directly to striking baristas.
Thank you so much. Y'all give it up, okay? We could put down our Starbucks for the people, right?
Absolutely.
We can buy coffee locally, right? I was gonna say grow coffee beans, but that's not my ministry, but we can do it.
That's a little more difficult.
Y'all, you know how this week we've been working on learning new chants and stuff. We just learned that ice out now. Please give it up for organizing. Andrea, come tell us what's going on. Look at Andrea's, come on with these boots. Come on. Yes, Andrea, tell us what we need to know, because chinga la migra.
Buenas tardes, empecemos primero. Chinga la migra.
Chinga la migra.
Ese pendejo hielo se tiene que ir pa'l carajo.
Yeah, sí.
Mi nombre es Andrea Montanés, soy una inmigrante colombiana. Soy una mujer transgénero. Significa que las personas transgénero e inmigrantes, yo creo que nos tienen mucho odio porque somos mejores que todos los demás. Somos mágicos, somos personas más hermosas. Las personas no binarias y las personas trans, siéntanse orgullosas de lo que son. Lo que pido hoy como inmigrante es, gente, yo por ejemplo tengo un privilegio. Yo soy ciudadana, entonces tengo la voz y el voto. Entonces necesitamos de ustedes que no sean más aliados. Necesitamos cómplices. Necesitamos que voten. Necesitamos que hablen. Necesitamos que griten.
Yes.
No se les olvide que la T ha sido la luchadora de todos los deberes de ustedes. La T siempre ha estado adelante en todas las luchas. Ahora no nos dejen solos, no nos dejen solas, no nos dejen soles, porque cuando nos necesitan, ahí estamos. Hablan que nos vivamos bien jovencitas. Yo cumplí 60 años y aquí estoy y no me voy para ninguna parte. We are still fucking here.
Yes.
So, por favor, los inmigrantes, no olvidemos, tenemos que luchar, tenemos que gritar. Lo que pasó en Minnesota, lo que está pasando en todos lados. Chinga la puta migra. Chinga la migra. Recuerden siempre, para asistir no necesitamos permiso de nadie. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos.
Yes. Yes.
Por favor, luchen por nosotros, no olviden la comunidad transgénero. Aquí están, DC, Creating Change, seguimos con la lucha, estamos presentes. No olviden la comunidad trans, que viva la comunidad trans, siéntase orgullosa y cuiden su corazón.
Now.
Gracias.
Thank you. Yes. Ice. When we say ice out, you say now. Ice out.
No.
Ice out.
No.
When we say ice out, you say now. Ice out. Ice out. Yes. Thank you. Yes. We know the people. Jonathan saw this week earlier that we get there together or we never get there at all, right? We get there together or we never get there at all. It takes all of us. Y'all, we all know things. Jonathan talked earlier about things going on in Minneapolis. So we want to bring out our folks we've heard from who are helping to support organizers that are happening right now in Minneapolis. We want to welcome Beth and Tahil. Y'all give it up for Beth and Tahil, please. Thank you so much.
Hello, Creating Change. Here we are again. So, as you've already heard, there was another murder of one of our community members, observers in Minneapolis this morning at 9.
Shame!
Yeah.
Shame!
Shame!
At 9:03 this morning, a 37-year-old white man, a member of the community, was murdered by the Border Patrol and ICE. We don't yet know his name, but we know he was a white guy, a U.S. citizen. They're trying already to spin the narrative that he was a gun-toting terrorist. And even our mayor, we just finished the press conference in Minneapolis, said and called on the government to stop their hateful spinning narratives that make our citizens criminals. And you know, I have to say, I wish I was surprised that there was another act of violence on our streets today. But unfortunately, it was predictable, given the immense show of power that my colleagues in Minneapolis showed yesterday on the streets of our city. In a moment, I want to share a video that Bernice King sent out on Instagram this morning that I think is a love letter to Minneapolis and the movement we're trying to build. But before I do that, I just want to say briefly that that movement, what happened yesterday, was because of years of relationship building, years and years of building trust, and in a week, mobilizing to bring 50,000 people onto the streets in minus 20-degree weather to say enough of this. Enough of fascism, enough of ICE, get out of our city, stop traumatizing our neighbor, stop traumatizing our city. And the key leaders of that movement were people of faith. People in an organization called March and Isaiah, who partnered with another organization called Unidos. We're going to show the video, and then we're going to say a couple of other things.
To my brothers and sisters in the freedom and justice struggle in Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota, my father, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., reminds us that human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Even a superficial look at history reveals that no social advance rolls in on the wheels of inevitability. He went on to say that every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle, the tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals. Without persistent effort, time itself becomes an ally of the insurgent and primitive forces of irrational emotionalism and social destruction. And he ended by saying, this is no time for apathy or complacency. This is the time for vigorous and positive action. Minnesota, hear this not as a quote from history, but as a sacred moral call. My father wrote these words to remind us that justice does not stroll in casually. It must be carried in by courageous people who refuse to let fear have the final word. And that is what you are doing. You're standing in the cold with conviction that cannot be chilled. You are lifting your voices with truth that cannot be detained. You are declaring that the children of God who call Minnesota home, immigrants, refugees, families seeking safety, will not be abandoned to the machinery of cruelty. You are saying to ICE, to the state, to the nation, we will not surrender our humanity. We will not sacrifice our neighbors. We will not let oppression operate unchallenged on this soil. Your presence is not just protest. It is prophetic pressure, the kind that makes systems tremble and makes conscience rise.
Friends, thank you. Friends, we need you. On the screen is what we are demanding, an end to ICE, but also for everything else that I cannot read through my tears right now that's on the screen. We need you to help us stand in Minneapolis so we can end this now and it does not come to your city. Right now, my friends are on the streets of Minneapolis with flash grenades and tear gas, trying to stand for life and for liberty and to know that all of our lives matter. And my friend Tahill is here with me as the faith leader for the task force, because it is important that we all know how to stand in our moral fiber at this moment and to whatever God or whatever spirit we believe in, to pray for peace, to pray for our lives, to pray for a better world.
I ask everyone to close their eyes in prayer, in reflection, in meditation, and in thought. Tears are flowing down our faces for fear, for anger, for frustration, and for the tear gas that is hitting our people right now. And we pray that those tears become the waves of revolution that need to move our community now. I ask that each of us from our traditions continue to move towards righteousness and that no force, no authority, and no power can hold us back. We pray that this idea of being unstoppable becomes a movement for moral revival, a resounding reminder that each of us has the power, the leadership, and the capability to fight back, because we're not going to take it anymore. Our ancestors have gotten us through this, and we will get through this, because we are what? Unstoppable. May it be so.
Thank you. Say, we are unstoppable.
We are unstoppable.
We are unstoppable. Thank you. You got my attention. Okay? You know what I'm saying? My ADHD is focusing. All right, y'all, welcome the vice president of the organization with a less, okay, anyway, Alicia!
Clap it up, y'all.
Clap it up for Alicia. Okay, Alicia, we just heard some news. The world is going on, and there's still things going on. I heard I need dollar bills for tonight.
Absolutely.
Is it on? I turn
It might
on.
be. Okay. Absolutely. Even with everything that's going on in the world, and even with, the cold and the storm, tonight we are still going to have some queer joy. We are going to celebrate. We are still going to party. We are still taking over the hotel. So I am inviting all of you to come to Kiera's Cabaret and Dance Party tonight. Woo! It is the sneaker ball edition, but that also means whatever shoes make you feel like you need to feel.
Crocs.
I need all of you to come out tonight and dance with us, party with us, celebrate with us. There is also a show where we feature a whole lot of different entertainment. Exotic, swords, a little drag performances, you name it. This is the premiere event where we embrace and fully embrace our whole community. So bring your ones, please come out tonight. We're gonna be here anyway, and come celebrate with us.
Yes! I done something strange for some change before.
All right, we are going to take a moment to bring our ancestors into the space here at Creating Change. We believe we're standing in a lineage of all of those who came before us and all of those who will come after us, and particularly on a day like today where folks are literally leaving, trying to stay safe and warm from a storm, where we're literally mourning the deaths, not only in Minneapolis, but all around the country and the world. We want to bring our ancestors into this place right now. So I'm going to ask you to take 10 seconds to place the name of an ancestor, a queer ancestor, into this space. Place the name of a queer ancestor in your head right now. This could be someone from your family lineage. This could be someone from our historical lineage. This could be someone like Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera. This could be Ella Baker or Nina Simone. Take about 5 more seconds to place the name of an ancestor in your head right now. I'm going to teach you a chant gifted to us by our New Orleans chapter of Black Youth Project 100, created by Mike Molina. It's a very simple chant. It goes like this. Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know. So we're going to do that chant together a couple times. I'm inevitably going to ask you to sing it louder. Then I'm going to ask you to sing it at a whisper. When we sing it at a whisper, I want you to shout the name of your ancestor into this place so we can hear you, as recognition that they have not left, that they are fighting on behalf of us, that their presence lives in our body, it lives in our memory, and they are not forgotten. Ashe? All right. 1, 2, 3, and... Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know. Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know. Louder.
Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know.
Louder.
Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know.
Take it to a whisper.
Ancestors watching.
And begin to call your ancestors out into this place.
Ancestors watching,
Yes, let us hear you.
Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know.
Bring it back up. Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know. Take a deep breath in. Exhale together. Take another deep breath in. Exhale together. We are standing in the lineage of all of those who came before us and all of those who will come after us. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe-o. Thank you all. We love you.
Thank you. We love you.
All right. Here we are. Mira, if you've been following the narrative of the book, and you have been, you know I don't trust it. And I'm grieving today. So I'm probably going to read a little more from the book. So that's a lot of trust that we're placing in the book. Let's see how this goes. Can I get a hey, girl? Hey, girl. Y'all, we're here. We made it. It's the last full day. And I know where a lot of us are carrying a lot of grief. And I have a lot of gratitude. And so I would like to bring out some folks that I call the core four. So if Andy Garcia, Sayer Reese, and Alicia Boykin, they don't know I'm doing this, sorry, would please join me on stage. We can be wherever. Come on, be up in front. Let's start. They're like, what the hell is Fern doing? And I'm like, just trust. What's happening in Minneapolis right now? And so many of us can't be there. But what Sayer just told me is that our former faith director, Rebecca Vogel, just called to say that we are organizing on the ground because of what we learned at Creating Change. And so even though you're not here, every workshop, every caucus, every plenary mattered. We're able to do this today because what you all do at Creating Change matters. We can't always be in every room at every moment, every single time. And when our folks clock out, you know, you all do nonprofit work, you all do organizing work, you know that there's no clocking out. These are the folks who never clock out. And, yeah, give it. Y'all are at the ball, y'all having fun, y'all cruising, drinking. These folks never clock out. And it's not that we don't fail. It's not that we don't fall. It's not that we don't stumble. It's not that we don't have bad days. But when we fall, we catch each other. We support each other. Because we can't always be in the room. But what we do here matters. And so can you please help me give my gratitude to the Core Four and everything that they do every single day. Okay, now you're free to go. They were like not super excited that one more time for the Core Four. I'm sorry, I'm going over time. I know. I'll try to read the book now because I actually wrote things. And like, again, buenas tardes. And for many of you, again, good morning. I know It was real fun. I went to bed early last night. Why? Because they were able to stay up late. So anyway, you get it. This time went so fast, right? You lived 1 million lifetimes in the last 5 days, and it went like that. But we're here. And I hope that you feel what I'm feeling right now, which is the power, the joy, the tenderness, and the deep, undeniable energy that only happens in community. As I look around this room, I know this truth that there are too many faces that should be sitting with us that aren't. Friends, mentors, movement elders, chosen family. 2025 was a year of homecoming for far too many. And while their bodies are not here, their wisdom is. Their love is. And the foundations that they built still are. I spend my time listening to hundreds of activists and organizers and leaders all over the country. And so today, I want to ground you in 4 core messages that I took away from 2025. As they work from Vegas to DC, from South Florida to San Diego. 4 things: grief, gratitude, grit, and grace. We're carrying a lot of grief today. But what our mourning teaches us what we love. What's worth fighting for. The truth of gratitude, the little things, that we can still find some fucking joy in this moment of justice that we pursue. We are grounded in grit. Every single one of you is doing the grit work every single day. And grace. We got to have some grace. We're going to stumble. We're going to fall. We're going to fuck it up. And we need to step into some grace with each other. And I've been watching you beautifully do that this week. Thank you for that grace. Gratitude for that grace. This year we learned some things the hard way, not like it was ever easy. And I watched organizers stretch miracles out of scarcity, and I watched people show up exhausted and still show the fuck up anyway. I watched us lose funding, lose time, lose people, and still refuse. We refuse to lose each other. That taught me something simple and sacred, that survival is not enough. Because we're here to transform, and transformation, real transformation, asks something more of us, that we heal. It asks for courage. It asks for compassion. It asks us for curiosity. Curiosity that says, I don't know everything, but I'm willing to listen. Sidebar, there's a person in this room, a mentor knows who they are, told me one time, you be a better leader if you use this less and use this more. I was 18 years ago. I was so mad in that moment, and they are one of my best friends and still a mentor now. Curiosity makes room for nuance. Curiosity that keeps us human in a world that is trying to harden us. So today I invite you to sit in grief with me as it reminds me of who I love, as I carry my ancestors into this room, my Jewish refugees who made my survival possible, my indigenous revolutionaries whose blood runs through my veins. I carry my brother, who carried my bone marrow, but every part of him is etched into me. They are not behind me, they are with me. And they remind me that remembrance is not passive, but a responsibility. And that's why the task force is honored to hold this moment of memory with intention, with reverence, and with love. And so now it is my pleasure and honor to reintroduce someone who embodies all of these things with us. Please welcome Rayceen Pendarvis. Thank you for being here.
Family, how are you, my beloveds? Let's try that again. How are you all, my beloveds? Let us lead by love. Let us be the light. Let us not be consumed by fear. Let us organize and fellowship in the act of resistance. That even though there are those who are trying to erase us, wipe us out, let us understand that as the light, we outweigh the darkness. You are the light. I'd like to thank the National Task Force for inviting me. Please remember to follow them on all forms of social media. When taking photos, please use the hashtag CreatingChange26. And of course, I wouldn't be the queen of the shameless plug if I did not say, please follow me on all forms of social media. Go to Rayceen.com, that's RAYCEEN. Come and get you some. Please follow me. I encourage you to follow me. Photos that we take together when you see me throughout this wonderful conference. And I hope all of the leaders and everyone involved, please invite me back. Please invite me back. It would not be a family affair if you do not have the mother in attendance. As you know, that 2025 was a year of unforgettable change. Before we take a few moments to remember those we have lost, I want to acknowledge that in our community, there has been times of grief in many forms. Grief can manifest in so many ways, the loss of people, of course, but also the relentless attacks and loss of freedom of health care and safety. Grief over the ongoing global conflicts and suffering, the occupations of our city by ICE and other federal agencies, including DC, Minneapolis, Los Angeles, and Chicago, attacks on religious freedoms in the eaves of the house of worship. Like the recent synagogue bombing in Mississippi, and so much more. We will honor those lost this past year. But let us also remember our history. That this year, is the 10th anniversary of the Pulse nightclub tragedy. And as we hold those impacted a decade later, as we remember those that we have lost, and all the ways we must face grief and loss. Please hold each other up in loving kindness now and always. Let us take a beautiful moment to reflect those we've lost in a memorial and a video presentation. Thank you, family. Family, life is short and very precious. That's why it is so important to live in the moment, to make sure that you're creating change experiences like no other. Make sure you reach out and get to know someone new. Follow them on social media. Get their telephone number. Reach out. Because remember, the next thing to being there is just reaching out and caring about each other and checking up on each other. That is so important. And of course, please remember to follow the National Task Force on social media. Please remember to follow me on social media. Please remember to reach out at Rayceen.com. What is that? RAYCEEN.com. And that's why it's important to reach out and stay connected. And of course, that's why they call me the Queen of the Shameless Plug. It is an honor to introduce the Managing Director of the House of Gigi, Muriel Tarver, for a special tribute to Mother Miss Majors.
Where do I even begin? Black trans revolutionary, trailblazer, Stonewall veteran, author, activist, pioneer, producer. I could stand up here all day just listing out all the things that she was. And somehow I think it still wouldn't be enough to describe how major was. That's right. Today, we honor someone whose life was so large. The fact that she's not physically with us anymore may seem like a loss to some, but she lived her life so legendary that in her own words, Miss Major will always be still fucking here. So even though she's not physically with us today, she left a mark on this world that will never, ever be erased. So it is my distinct pleasure to honor Miss Major's legacy and her life's work of creating safe spaces for her community, and especially trans women of color, by introducing to you the one that Miss Major chose to carry the torch of House of Gigi. Please help me welcome House of Gigi's new executive director and Miss Major's chosen daughter, Miss Tiommi Luckett.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to thank the LGBTQ task force for having this space and for having me. We love you. I love you back. My name is Tiommi Luckett, and I am the new executive director of the Griffin Gracie Educational and Historical Retreat Center, also known as the House of Gigi. In March of 2025, on one of the occasions when Miss Major became sick, she called me. She called me to her house, and she told me she needed to talk to me. And after hearing what she had to say to me, my initial response was, this just can't be happening. Immediately, I knew something was going on that she wasn't telling me, and as much as I was humbled by what I was hearing her say, I knew in my heart that I didn't feel ready. The world knew her as Miss Major, the activist, the Stonewall veteran, the Grand Marshal of Parades, the author of Miss Major Speaks, the living legend, but to me, she was just simply Mama. She stepped into the role of Mama after my mom transitioned from the earthly realm. And if you ever got the opportunity to visit House of Gigi and sit with her to either watch a horror movie or chill in the sitting room, you also experienced the wonderful counselor that she was. And you knew that you could be your whole self in her presence. She stood on Talifi. Does anyone know what Talifi means? House of Gigi is a safe space in Little Rock, Arkansas, where people of trans and gender diverse experience can come for rest and recuperate from the nonstop attacks upon trans people, as well as the harshness from society, because we don't fit the typical definitions of gender. Miss Major had this vision for her girls so many years ago that we would be cared for and appreciated for our movement contributions. So yes, the fight continues, but Major saw the need to rest from fighting for our human rights, even if for a few days, so that we would be rejuvenated and continue to fight for the liberation of trans people in America. Rest is resilience. Rest is resistance. Rest is power. At House of Gigi/Talifi, rest is radical. Miss Major created a beautiful and relaxing space for the trans community to come to and just exist. When you enter the Oasis, you are immediately welcomed by images of Mama throughout her career in advocacy. The Oasis is a home away from home, and it is our intention to make you feel welcomed, valued, and appreciated. Our hope, once you leave House of Gigi, is that you incorporate rest into your daily lives, because the fight for our basic human rights is continuous. And to prevent burnout, allow your mind and body to heal from the trauma you face every day. Today, we pay homage to the visionary that was Miss Major Griffin Gracie. As she has transitioned to the realm of being a transcestor, me, my board, and my staff are dedicated to carrying her legacy forward. And if there are any trans women, trans men, or as Miss Major would sometimes say, anyone who fits the alphabet soup and find the weight of the world upon your shoulders and need a place to rest, just remember, there is a little place in Little Rock, Arkansas called the House of Gigi, and she is still fucking here. Thank you.
What would I do if I really used my life as an instrument of social change?
She deserves to be recognized for what she does in our community.
I was in New York for Stonewall. I was in Danmore and Sing Sing, and after the Attica riots, I got sent to Attica. Spent all my time in there in the cell getting to meet the guys who pulled this thing off and listen and watch and could smell all the abuses they were putting those people through. They don't need an excuse.
This is our lives. We live this each and every day. And imagine having to leave your house and worry every day if you're going to get back home because of someone else's bullshit. We have to stop it. We can stop it. You must stop it. Because I would love for the dust to settle and all the transgender girls and guys in this world stand up and go, I'm still fucking here. Hey.
thank the BET for this award. Right now, I want to say that we got to band together as black people and people of color to stop this transgender law against us. You know, it's just wrong. We got to vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight.
I can be here, you can be here. Stand up and fight. I love you so much. It's who cares about you, and it's me. Look behind me. That's what it's all about. Vote these motherfuckers out.
Ladies, hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Major. They'll be right back. All right, guys.
To our beloved Miss Majors, a life well led. Give her another round of applause. Remember, every time the sun shines and you see a little rainbow, that's Miss Major smiling on you. And say, twirl, queen, twirl. I am so honored once again to be here. And please remember to follow the National Task Force on all forms of social media. Because remember, creating change is not just one weekend. It is 365 days a year. So please remember to follow the National Task Force on all forms of social media. And remember, I'm the most pretty thing in the room. Remember that. So when you take a photo, use the hashtag saying, "Mother is fabulous." And what's my line? Suffer. I am so thrilled to present the Trans Leadership Award, sponsored by the ACLU, to the one, the only, Kris Hayashi. This award honors a trans or non-binary leader whose vision, courage, and advocacy have strengthened and uplifted the trans community. I cannot think of someone who has not done more in this regard, often with a quiet spirit and resolve in love, than Kris. His leadership, or at many organizations as an executive director of the Transgender Law Center, now the largest trans-led group in the nation. At the National LGBTQIA Task Force, the Audre Lorde Project, and more has changed and saved the lives of countless people. Now, he is at the center of it all. This extraordinary challenging times. As the National Campaign Director at ACLU, leading their transgender justice with the ACLU's LGBT and HIV project, brings decades of advocacy and leadership to fight for the trans and non-binary people. To the steps of the Supreme Court and communities across the country. Please welcome our trans leadership recipient for 2016, the one, the only, Kris Hayashi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Switch over here. You can take your picture. All right. Let's give Kris some love.
First off, thank you so much to the task force, board, and staff for this honor. I was reflecting that I've been coming to Creating Change for over 20 years at this point. And, and one of the kind of first times that I was brought here was by Lisa Weiner-Mafuz. Shout out to her. But she brought a bunch of us together. This was when I was at the Audre Lorde Project. She brought ALP, Southerners on New Ground, Queers for Economic Justice, the Disability Justice Collective, and the Two Spirit Collective to run what at the time were called the Racial Justice Institutes. I was also reflecting that, for folks who've been to Creating Change before, there's a bit of a history of protest happening here. And I will say that I definitely have been a part of some of those protests. But it was because as trans folks, as Black and brown folks, as immigrants, as people living with disabilities and HIV, as poor folks, we believed that this space could hold us in our fullness. And it does feel a bit ironic that I'm receiving this award. And I will say that there was no way that I was going to say no, because I have deep respect and deep love for Kiera Johnson, for her leadership, for the vision that she has for the task force and for Creating Change. And in this moment where this country, where the right is doing everything it can to deny the rights and lives of trans people, to eliminate our very existence, I am honored to accept this award on behalf of trans and non-binary folks all across the country, in the South, in the Midwest, in Minnesota, in prisons, in jails, in immigration detention centers, who are doing what we have always done, doing everything we possibly can to take care of each other, to keep each other safe, to fight back, to resist, and to do it with incredible joy and celebration. Thank you.
I don't know about Andy trying to steal my book, but I do need a big, strong man in my life, so I'm taking applications. Can we give it up for Andy, our impromptu stagehand? And one more round of applause for the Kris Hayashi. All right, I gotta read, but I shouldn't have to because you know who's coming up next. If you Google cultural influencer or force of nature, I'm pretty sure you will find ALOK's picture and name. Mm-hmm. But for us, and for many of you, ALOK isn't just iconic. They're family. Bright, like many of us, stubborn, radiant, in a light, in a world that can feel so dark. especially right now. Someone who tells the truth with humor, with tenderness and clarity, that refuses to apologize for existing. Please welcome internationally acclaimed poet, actor, comedian, speaker, ALOK.
Hey everyone, hi. Thanks so much. You know, with everything going on in the world right now, I thought, why not be silly? So I have some jokes for you all. Before getting started this afternoon, I just wanted to clear up the air about something. I'm not actually the mega famous Brazilian DJ ALOK. I'm the other one. I know that you're disappointed, me too. I felt the need to clarify this because I keep on getting complaints after my performances that people came expecting EDM and instead got DEI. It's getting so bad, like people have known me my entire life are like, ALOK, I saw that you're headlining music festivals in Ibiza. What can't you do? I recently lost a major acting gig to ALOK, the Brazilian DJ, because the casting director reached out to his team and not mine. Look, I know there's a lot of misinformation out there, so I don't want to make any assumptions. I'm not yet gender fluid enough to shapeshift into a Brazilian man with abs. I'm working on it. Why does this white dude have my name in the first place? I'm out here trying to make a name for myself. How am I supposed to compete with this guy? So I did some research, because I'm actually Indian. And I learned that ALOK's parents took a spiritual pilgrimage to India, where they met a spiritual guru who invited them to name their first child ALOK. I'm pretty sure this guru was a distant cousin of mine who foretold my future career as a transgender comic with niche appeal and wanted to help me sell more tickets to my shows. Or maybe he was just trying to protect me from all the hate I receive, give me a masculine stunt double for the patriarchy. Apparently, a lot of people have been smearing my name online, but I never see it. I don't own the handle @ALOK. Sometimes I imagine ALOK walking into the room with his wife like, babe, Breitbart just called me a degenerate again. What did I do to deserve this? I just wanted people to come to my shows and have some fun. Same, bro, same. I used to live across the street from a funeral home. I highly recommend it. Personally, I found it very grounding, which meant that on my commute to the subway every morning, I'd have to hopscotch in 7-inch heels through throngs of people just sobbing on the street. It was like a traffic jam sponsored by Kleenex. And listen, I am an empath, but I'm a New Yorker first, and there's certain rules you have to follow when you live in New York. Like, do not block the sidewalk! So I'd have to be like, hi, could you move on to the other side? This is the apartment where I deepen my practice. Have a great night.
All right. That wasn't in my book. But ALOK and I have just spoken in that split second. And if you would like to join the Stroke Evaluation Task Force, will be sign-up sheets in the foyer in just a moment after we conclude. Yeah, look, we got us. We got a sexual healing and liberation track. We are sex positive. This is cultural organizing that you are witnessing right now. See me later. Listen, you gotta have joy. You gotta have joy in that justice work. And I'm so grateful to ALOK for reminding us all of that. When we imagined today's general session, we wanted to take us all on a journey not just of resistance, but of hope. of joy, of unapologetic queerness that refuses to shrink itself, pun intended now, for anyone. And here's the thing I've been sitting with a lot lately is I keep hearing about this pendulum that's swinging. The pendulum swung, and we need to get ready because the pendulum's swinging the other way. When talking about where our country sees its values, and I think we're getting it wrong, I think people are getting it wrong, it's not that our values are swinging. It's that where we place our trust is swinging from side to side in a system that keeps offering us two terrible options, that asks us to choose which harm we're going to tolerate. It's scarcity dressed up as inevitability. It's fear pretending to be realism. But as a first-generation Mexican American and the product of immigrants who crossed borders with more hope than certainty, I was taught something different. I was taught that survival requires imagination and grit. That abundance isn't about having more, it's about believing that something else is possible and then acting on it. And that's why our next voice matters so deeply to me, and I know many people here in this room already. I'll be back after Leo, and we have a special treat for you coming up, but our closing speaker, our keynote, is someone whose work refuses the lie that our futures are limited by our present or our past. Leo Herrera is a queer Mexican artist who explores immigrant and queer experience through sex, technology, and history. Not to dwell on trauma, but to search for utopia in places that we were told only pain existed. Leo's work understands something our movement must remember now, that even in these moments marked by disease and stigma, violence, loss, that queer people have always dreamed forward. Please join me in welcoming Leo Herrera.
Thank you. How y'all doing? It's my first time here. I was getting a little freaked out with that blizzard coming, but I thought, if we're gonna be stuck in the Shining Hotel, I can't imagine a better group of people to be stuck with. Because when Creating Change asked me to give this speech, my first thought was, immediately no. Immediately no. Why would my queer Mexican brown ass travel to Washington, D.C. right now? Why would I go into the heart of American authoritarianism and breathe the same air as the political architects of so much misery for people like me? And to top it off, y'all asked me to talk about the future. I don't even know how we're making it through the next 3 years, to be honest with you. But it was tough to admit that I was scared, and I had to sit with that fear, and it was an old familiar fear, childhood fears. The emergency phone numbers taped to the phone in case my parents got deported at work. Ducking in the car if immigration or the police drove by. And the thing about fear is that it expands and it picks up other fears. When I was a teenager in the closet, it was the fear of being beaten to death like Matthew Shepard and being too brown for martyrdom, of getting sick with HIV and being too poor for treatment. And now, as a grown-ass man, it's the fear of losing my access to PrEP or getting pulled over because my mustache looks a little too Mexican, and being stripped of my naturalization. And I don't want those fears to define who I am. I don't want to wallow or indulge in victimhood. But we are all dealing with the cyclical nature of our fears. We're watching them echo and boomerang. Our HIV warriors, our activists, and our healthcare professionals who could see a future without the virus are now struggling with cuts to treatment and prevention, bracing for another wave of AIDS deaths. Our trans aunties who lived through illegal silicone injections, who could see a future with gender-affirming care for everybody, are now fearing those black markets returning. And our elder married couples who survived the plague now worry they won't be allowed to visit their spouse in the hospital if our marriage is overturned. And queer immigrants who not long ago were told they were essential are now fearing being snatched off the street. And the queer experience is an immigrant experience. We leave our homes and our families behind. We earn less. We depend on clandestine economies. And every election cycle, we are used as political pawns and scapegoats, like refugees in our own country. And every morning, our phones show us the howling of migrant parents and whispers of transgender genocide. And a lot of us are asking, how are we back here again? But that loop is part of being queer in America. There is no static place for us. We are constantly recalibrating. We are in a constant negotiation with our environment. But that negotiation has a constant too. This room. We are always in this room. There have been thousands of versions of this room. The firehouse of the Gay Activists Alliance, where we plan zaps, then dance to a little disco. The buildings owned by black labor unions in New Orleans, where queer Mardi Gras crews formed a voting bloc to elect a sympathetic mayor. Act Up after parties in San Francisco leather bars, memorials in Vogue ballrooms, and potlucks in tiny southern bars. Bathhouses that dispersed the Mpox vaccine in 2023. This room transcends time and space, because in this room, we don't dwell on the past, but we honor our history. In this room, we don't throw a pity party for the present. For all our diversity of body and ambition, in this room, we do one thing and one thing only. We plan for our future. And for a people who were told we would never make it to 40, we do love planning for our future, and we are damn good at it too. Yeah. So how do we talk about this future? I could fill you with memes and platitudes. I could tell you that your joy is resistance and that the future really is female and brown and queer. I could tell you that it gets better because you were born this way. And as long as you protect the dolls, love wins. I could be your gay live, laugh, love poster to calm your nerves. And the truth is, it does get better, but also impossible in ways we cannot imagine, because this world lacks the imagination for people like us. I could also entertain you with predictions, just make shit up. I could predict a future where we invent a brand of poppers that cures AIDS. I could predict sex robots in every dark room. I could predict that our cult of gender ideology registers as a religion like Scientology, and trans people don't have to pay taxes. I could predict top surgeries that leave no scars. I could also predict a generation of queer kids who will never know a relationship without a chatbot. And I could predict a surveillance state so wide that we're too paranoid to daddy role play anymore. And I could predict that we'll all be sent to camps. Anyone can predict the future. Predictions are easy. It's just wish fulfillment and nightmares. But questions are hard. Questions about our future demand something of us, that we view our queerness holistically. So, I may not be able to tell you what the future holds, but I do have questions. Like, what is the future of our body? So often our bodies are boiled down to just our gender transitions or our sexually transmitted diseases or our pleasure, but they're not considered as vessels of time. What does aging look like for a community who never expected to live long enough to get old? How is aging different for us? And how are we fortifying the caretakers of our elders right now? Our contributions to technology are often overlooked. Queer people always pioneer using bleeding-edge tech for connecting with one another. When straight people were too scared to meet strangers off the internet and online dating was a joke, we surfed that information superhighway to meet one another. Our planetout.com profiles and our spicy AOL chat rooms, I'm aging myself there, those predate social media. And there is no Tinder without Grindr. So how will we queer technology again? AI is here. How can our smallest nonprofits and our independent artists harness it ethically to tell our stories with shrinking budgets? We created safe sex messaging and entire systems of consent. How do we apply those lessons to protect women and kids from non-consensual AI porn? As our healthcare professionals are forced to go rogue, how do we harness this technology to strengthen our warning systems for future STI outbreaks? Our algorithms boost the most dangerous political messages about us. Grifters and rage-baiting narcissists who seek division with our trans siblings, LGBT neocons who call us groomers, aligning themselves with our oppressors. How will we welcome them back into the fold when they inevitably find out that tokens get spent? Is it even possible to bring people back from the wrong side of history? What are you willing to forgive? Our spirituality is talked about as a deficit. It's always about the religions that abandoned us, but rarely about how we too are vessels of divinity. As white Christian nationalism barrels towards us again, how do we define queer spirituality? And how will that fit into our politics? How can imagining our queer future become a form of prayer? Our people have always been baptized by fire, from a gun barrel or a match. And our dead used to pass without names. Families who never claimed the victims of the upstairs lounge inferno or the Everard Baths fire. The names in the transgender science books that were burned. But in this era, our dead have names. Colorado Springs and Pulse, we know who perished. And we showed one another how beautiful our mourning is and how bright our funeral pyres. What piece of your future are you willing to sacrifice to save your neighbor? What jobs, funding, and brand deals are you willing to give up in solidarity? What laws are you willing to break? Who will you pull out of our burning room? And we have to answer that question every generation. How are we back here again, we ask. But that is the arithmetic of our progress. It's always 10 steps forward, 6 steps back. Our movement's constant circle, our fossils ever in a wider circumference. Sky-high victory, fiery defeat. Our names in skywriting and our names in embers. So when you leave this room, traveling through space and time in that loop of fear and love, how will you leave the future better than you found it? We were never promised linear progress, beloved. Nothing about us has ever been straight. You are not a line. You're a propeller. Thank you.
Fucking fantastic. Shit. No, I'm allowed to swear. That fucking shit. That was amazing. Can we hear it for Leo Herrera? Whew. Back there crying. I can hear them cheering. Oh, good. It says Fernando riffs for 5 minutes. All right. So, I'm just sitting with that for a moment. Just sitting with that. We weren't promised this. You know, I think the day of my birth is closer to the end of World War II than right now is to the date of my birth. Do you understand that, like, how close in time these things are? 11 years ago, when Trump came down that escalator and started talking about rounding up Mexicans, as a Jew, I'd heard men speak like this before. As a Latino, I knew he was talking about us. And as a queer, non-binary person, I knew we would be first. The attack on trans folks was the canary in a coal mine. When I left, when Trump took office this time around, I went to a few places in DC to find inspiration. I went to the Indigenous Museum, I went to the Black Culture and History Museum, I went to the Holocaust Museum, and I looked for two things. I looked for joy, and I looked for resistance. You're like, Fern, you went to the Holocaust Museum to look for joy? Fuck yeah, I did. Have you been to the Holocaust? Even in concentration camps, people found ways to find love and joy through the trail of tears, through slavery, and through resistance. How did they fight back? I needed to ground myself in what our ancestors did. Our next guests, the DC Gay Men's Chorus, found joy. The gay choral movement was born out of the HIV/AIDS movement and the need to find funding, brotherhood, siblinghood, camaraderie. As a former chorus member myself from San Diego, not DC, I know what that brotherhood, that siblinghood, that connection looks like and how we can create joy out of the worst times. Please welcome the DC Gay Men's Chorus.
Missing, come on, I just can't handle this thing. called love. I must get around to it, ain't you ready? Crazy little thing called love. Well, this thing called love, it cries in a cradle all night, it swings, it jives, shakes all over like a jellyfish, I kinda like it. Crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby, he's my baby. He knows how to rock and roll, he drives me crazy. He gives me hot cold fever, he makes me in a cool sweat. Ba ba ba, da 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 ba ba ba, da 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 da. I gotta keep cool, relax, get here. Get on my tracks, take a back seat, hitchhike. Take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love. I just can't handle it. This thing called love. I must get around to it. Ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. 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 Crazy little thing I call love. She drives me crazy, but he's so love. Watch that scene, dig the dancing queen. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Friday night and the lights are low. Looking out for a place to go. When you play the right music, getting in the swing, you come to look for a king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music high. With a bit of rock music, everything is done. You're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen. Young and sweet, only 17. 17, dancing queen. Feel the beat from the tambourine, oh yeah. You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, dig the dancing queen. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. You're a teen, you turn them on. You're 30 and then you're gone. Everyone will do, you're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen. Young and sweet, only 17. 17, dancing queen. Feel the beat from the tambourine, oh yeah. You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, dig the dancing queen. Oh, 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 dancing queen. and odds. Isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and he's gotta be larger than life, larger than life. Somewhere after midnight in my wildest fantasy, somewhere just beyond my reach, there's someone reaching back for me. Racing on the thunder and rising with the heat. It's gonna take a Superman to sweep me off my feet. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and he's gotta be larger than life, larger than life. Now where the mountains meet the heavens above, where the lightning splits the sea, I can swear there was someone somewhere watching me. Someone's watching me. Through the wind and the chill and the rain and the storm and the flood, I can feel his approach like a fire in my blood. Like a fire in my blood, like a fire in my blood, like a fire in my blood, like a fire in my blood. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and he's gotta be larger than life. I need a hero.
And we leave you with the gayest song ever written. Wait, there's more.
I feel stormy weather moving in. About
We're gonna try that all one more time. Giant brain fart. This is the high wire act that is a cappella.
I feel stormy weather moving Humidity's rising, the barometer's getting low. According to all sources, the street's the place to go. 'Cause tonight, for the first time, Afghanistan, for the first time in history, it's gonna start raining men. It's raining men. Let's all go out, we're gonna let ourselves get absolutely soaking wet. It's raining men. Tall, blonde, dark can be, rough and tough and strong and mean. God bless Mother Nature. She's a single woman too. She took on to heaven, and she did what she had to do. She took every angel and rearranged the sky so that each and every person could find the perfect God. It's raining men, hallelujah, hallelujah, feel that stormy weather moving in, about to begin. Feel that thunder, don't you lose your head. Rip off the roof and stay in bed. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. It's raining men. Hallelujah. God bless Mother Nature. She's a single woman. She took on to heaven, and she did what she had to do so that each and every person could find the perfect God. It's raining men.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up one more time for the DC Gay Men's Chorus. Few closing thoughts before we send you on your way. If I better see you in two more places. I mean, there's workshops, there's caucus, I better see you in two more places. One tonight, Kira's Cabaret. We're gonna have a ball. It's gonna be amazing. That's tonight. See you there. Tomorrow morning, for those of us who aren't leaving yet or stuck here, we're having a Radical Future farewell brunch. There's gonna be so much food. Come help us eat it. Oh my God. Right outside this foyer, if what ALOK said touched you, if what Leo said inspired you, if you want to be connected to the collected works of Urvashi, and Dominique Jackson's book is here. They're all going to be out here signing books. So I hope you join us out there in just a moment. We're here, fam. We're almost there. We almost made it through the week. And I want to say that what you already know is that this is not the ending. This is just the torch handoff to the next step. Over these last few days, you didn't just attend sessions, you built strategy and you sharpened tactics. You exchanged phone numbers, plans, grief, laughter, and the truth. You remembered that in community, we're not alone. And what we do next matters. Because creating change doesn't live in a ballroom. The process is the purpose. And it lives in us, and I hope you take that home. It lives when you listen more deeply in your local meetings, when you resist with discipline, not just reaction, when you organize with love and clarity, when you refuse to accept the lie that exhaustion is the same thing as inevitability. Your rest is also resistance. We're going back to places where resources are thin, systems are hostile, and the work is often slow. and can be really lonely. But we're going back unstoppable because we have strategies, not just slogans. We have tactics, not just outrage. And because, most importantly, we have each other. So the frameworks that we built, take them with you. Take the questions that made you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes those are the most important ones. Take the joy too, because the joy isn't just the reward. It's one of your best renewable resources. Resistance without community burns out. You and me without community burns out. But when I look out at all of you, I don't see burnout. I see brilliant, burning, bright stars in this dark fucking night. So with that, please remember that your joy is justice. That your dancing is defiance. That your revelry is resistance. Our love won't be silent because all of you are unstoppable and all of you are creating change. Thank you.